Let's talk about a hot topic right now, anxiety. With Facebook being the cesspool that it is, everybody's stuck at home, and the overall uncertainty in the world, now anxiety is more of a problem than ever. And we're going to help you with that today.
Anxiety is something that most people deal with, and in 2020, it has become more apparent that more people are struggling with anxiety than ever before. Erik and I both have anxiety, yet we deal with it in completely different ways, and we get anxious about completely different things. I remember my first time when I had anxiety way back in middle school, but some people it's not that easy to identify.
Anxiety was something that I used to be in denial of. I didn't really struggle with it back in college. It wasn't until the very end of college and when I graduated that it became something that started to creep into my life. It took some self-reflection and some confrontation from Arielle and other members of my family to come to terms with anxiety and that I needed to deal with it and help it in some way.
So the most common way, and probably the most well-known way of dealing with anxiety, is through medication. Now, even though Erik and I both have anxiety, we deal with it in completely different ways. I do have to have medication for my anxiety, and Erik does not use medication. He likes to use a more natural approach, and that seems to control his anxiety pretty well. However, for me, I've noticed that when I try both, that actually is the best way for me. If I just try to go the natural way, my anxiety still goes out of control, so I do need that medication to help regulate it day to day.
My number one anxiety killer is exercise. I find it to be the best thing that I can do to get instant benefits and really calm my anxieties. And the biggest tip that I can give for anybody just starting out and trying to get into some sort of exercise program is just find something that works for you and that you're going to enjoy for the most part. Working out your body, and this can be weightlifting, it can be cardio, whatever you prefer, it does wonders for both your mental and your physical health. And I find that if I even go just a few days without working out, I can feel my anxiety start to creep back in. I don't consider exercise to be a permanent solution to anxiety, but I think if you're just looking at this video trying to find some things you can incorporate right away, exercise would be one that I would definitely recommend trying first. So as the weather begins to get nicer, as spring approaches, you can definitely make the most of that and take some walks outside with your family, with your pets, with your kids, whatever you want to do. Getting outside and especially getting into nature is a free therapy, and it's also just a great all-around relaxation for both your body and your mind, and it really clears a lot of that anxiety out.
Changing your focus is another way to calm your anxiety and to calm your thoughts down. How I like to do this is I like to make a list of everything that I have to get done, and that's going to be my priority for the day. So I make a list and I will organize them from top priority or the soonest that it needs to be done to lowest priority and a later due date. That helps you, one, organize what you have to do, and two, you can focus on each individual task as you're doing them instead of freaking out about your anxiety. The biggest benefit of this that I have found is being able to control what you can. Once you feel like you are in control of your actions, then you can feel more in control about your thoughts and your anxieties moving forward in the day.
So the next tip to help you control your anxiety is meditation. And now you've probably heard a lot of things about meditation, both good and bad. And I'm definitely very careful to focus on the proven benefits of meditation versus the woo-woo side. that you can get into if you kind of go down that rabbit hole. So for me, just breaking meditation down, all it is focusing on staying present. One thing that I would suggest doing, again, if you're starting out in meditation, is just taking a look at some guided meditations just to get you going. The app that I first used when I was starting out in meditation was called Headspace. Now, I haven't purchased anything on Headspace at all. All I did was use some of the free beginner meditations that are on there. And they really broke down meditation into its most simplest form, just giving you a couple steps that you can take to really get started meditating. And then from that point, you can kind of go your route and how you like to meditate best. I personally do still really like having guided meditations, and I find some really, really good ones and some not so good ones on YouTube. And you can find, a variety of meditations anywhere from how you're feeling, a certain time of the day, and then length of time that you want to spend meditating.
There's all sorts of different meditations out there, and you just kind of need to find ones that work best for you and that work best for what you're dealing with at that time.
So when you have these feelings of anxiety and depression, even the most simple tasks can sometimes be difficult. Sometimes you just want to lay in bed all day. Nothing's really worth getting up for. Like, we know that feeling. And so one of the most neglected tips that I would recommend just taking a look at is how you're practicing self-care. So the main way that I view it is just taking care of my body. The little things that I do each day to improve myself gives me a sense of accomplishment. So even if I don't really feel like anything's worth doing that day, at least I feel like I accomplished something right away and throughout the day, just the little things, and they add up to a feeling of accomplishment for the whole day. For you, this may mean just getting dressed for the day even, especially if you're working at home. Sometimes you just don't really care. But if you get dressed for the day, you practice self-grooming, this may make you feel better overall and like you've actually accomplished something. I know I like to make sure I get consistent haircuts just to keep feeling fresh. I'll trim my beard, even though nobody really sees me right now. Just those little things that you can do just to make sure that you're feeling like you're moving forward. The other way that I practice self-care is through my diet. It's very easy now that a lot of us are working from home and we have our kitchen right there just to snack all day, eat whatever you feel like at the time. But if you are putting the right things into your body, you're going to feel better overall. And so I do this through my diet. I'm pretty careful about what I eat, and I also make sure that I stay hydrated constantly. It's easy to forget to drink enough water during the day. And so one thing that I always do, and I encourage Arielle to do, is just keep water with you wherever you are. If I'm working in my office, I have water with me. If I'm going to my gym, I have water with me there. If I'm in the living room, I have water with me. And so just stay drinking water all the time, and I promise you, you will feel better.
So what do you do when you're in the middle of anxiety and can't calm yourself down? Drinking water and eating food isn't going to help you at that very moment to feel better. So one of the most important things that you need to do is breathe. Being able to control your breathing is going to help you tremendously just to feel more calm and down to earth. When you practice your breathing when you are anxious, breathe extremely slowly. You need to take a deep inhale for as long as you can, and then your exhale, try to keep that 2 times longer than your inhale. I promise you, if you practice breathing like this when you are stressed, it will help you. The next thing to do is to write down your anxieties. Write them all down and then go through each one and ask yourself these questions. What is the worst thing that will happen in this circumstance? Is that what you're anxious about? If that's what you're worried about, how can you move on if that worst thing does happen? The next question is, can you handle it? If the worst thing does happen, if your anxiety does come true, can you handle it? Most likely it's yes. All of us are a lot stronger than we think we are, especially when we are in the middle of an anxiety attack. We are a lot stronger than what we think. The last question, which I like to ask myself a lot, is this going to matter in a week? Okay. Most of mine aren't going to matter in a week. If it does matter in a week, will it matter in a month? But most of our problems can be resolved within a week or even a month. The last thing that I like to do, and I do this especially before bed, is something that I call tension. It is a really good way to relieve all sorts of stress and bodily stress too that you don't even know that you have. So when you do tension, you are basically tightening up every single muscle in your body that you possibly can. I lay down with my legs straight on the bed and my hands by my sides. Engage every single muscle that you have in your body. Hold that for a few seconds. It's gonna seem like a long time, but just try to hold on as long as you can. Now, when you're ready, slowly start releasing your muscles. You're going to start at your toes, slowly release your toes, and then your foot, your ankle, slowly moving up your body until you get to your head. You need to do this, or try to do it, one muscle at a time. The slower you go, the better that you are going to feel. At the end, your body should be completely limp, like you are fast asleep. Because you're focused so much on your body and the tension that you are holding in your body or that you are letting go, that you kind of push your anxieties to the side. I love doing this right before bed, and especially if I can't sleep, because I have a bunch of thoughts running through my head, and it always makes me really relaxed.
So thanks again for watching. We hope that you take some of these tips away and just help your anxiety overall. Feel free to share this with your friends who are also dealing with anxiety. Definitely subscribe. We plan on putting a lot more content out coming up, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.